All right, today we're going to demystify a totally new kind of AI. This isn't about writing complex code or anything like that. Instead, this AI learns simply by watching you work. So let's dive in and see how you can literally teach a machine to handle the most boring parts of your job. You know that feeling, right? Where you look up and half your day has just vanished into thin air, eaten alive by tasks that, yeah, they're important, but they are so tedious. We're talking about copying info from an email, pasting it into a spreadsheet, logging into another system, and typing it all in again. It's just a total grind. It's what you could call the repetitive task trap. It's this endless loop where our valuable, creative human time gets wasted on work that a machine should be doing. I mean, just think about processing one single invoice. It seems simple enough, but all those little steps, they add up, and then they multiply across your entire team. So on one side, you've got the manual slog. Find the right email, download the PDF, log into your accounting software, and then just manually type everything in, line by line. Ugh. But what if it looked like this instead? An AI bot sees that email come in, and it does all of that for you. Instantly. Automatically. No human hands required. So, how do we get from that soul-crushing slog to the seamless solution? Well, the cool part is you don't have to become some kind of coding genius. It's much more like teaching. I want you to imagine you have a digital apprentice, someone who can just watch what you do on your screen and learn to do it for you. You see, this goes way beyond just making things faster. It's really about knowledge transfer. You do the task one time, perfectly, and just by doing that, you're creating a digital worker that can copy you flawlessly, forever. That's a huge shift in how we even think about delegating work. Okay, so how does this whole teaching process actually work? I promise it's not magic, but it really does feel pretty close. It all boils down to a super simple, super intuitive 3-step workflow that really anyone can do. Here it is. Step 1, you just do your job. You hit record and you perform the task exactly like you always do, whether that's downloading a file, entering data, you name it. Step 2, the AI watches that recording and figures out the pattern, the logic of your actions. And finally, step 3, the AI generates a bot that can perform that exact task whenever you need it to. And when I say bot, I want you to get a clear picture in your head. We are not talking about a physical robot sitting at a desk. Think of it more like a software agent, a small, dedicated program that the AI built. Its only job in the world is to run that specific workflow you taught it perfectly every single time. Okay, this is where it gets really cool. What is the AI actually doing when it's watching your screen recording? How in the world does it turn your mouse clicks and your typing into a process that actually works? Let's peel back that layer. So it all kicks off with the input. The raw material for the AI is simply your screen recording. It takes that video of you working and basically treats it like a blueprint, a puzzle it needs to solve to understand how to build the process. And this is where the serious tech comes into play. The AI uses something called computer vision. So it's not just seeing pixels on a screen, it's seeing a user interface. It recognizes the submit button you clicked. It identifies the invoice number field you typed in, and it understands the logical order of all those actions. And boom, the end result of all that analysis is the bot itself. The AI has successfully reverse engineered what you did into a concrete set of instructions that a software agent can follow. It's now completely ready to be put to work, running that task all on its own. This whole thing is powered by some really smart tech working together. You've got computer vision, which lets it see the screen like a person. There's pattern recognition, which helps it learn the sequence. Adaptive learning means it won't break if a button moves. And context understanding helps it grasp what the data actually means, not just where it is. So, okay, we get the how, but let's talk about the why. Why does any of this matter? What's the real, tangible payoff here? For a business, for your team, or even just for you? This is where it gets really compelling. 70 to 90%. Let that sink in for a second. That's the typical amount of time you can save on these kinds of manual, repetitive tasks. We're not talking about a tiny little improvement here. This is a fundamental change to how you work. It's about freeing up huge amounts of human potential. But it's not just about speed, not by a long shot. For starters, human error in data entry, it's basically gone. You guarantee that the quality is perfectly consistent every single time. Your new digital workforce, it runs 24/7, no coffee breaks needed. And what if you suddenly get 10,000 invoices instead of 100? You just scale up the bots instantly. So I want to leave you with this final thought. As you go about the rest of your day, think about it. Think about that one task, that one soul-crushing, repetitive process you have to do every day or every week. What would it actually mean for you if you could teach a digital apprentice to do it for you forever? What's the first tedious task you'd automate?